Hello, doctor. Can you hear me?
Walaikum assalam. How are you, brother?
Yeah. Fine, Alhamdulillah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay.
So, shall we start?
Yeah, I think we can start. Just I'll give an overview of you.
Okay.
Okay. It is my pleasure to introduce the Dr. Ilmuddin. He is working as a senior lecturer, Management and Information Technology, attached to the Department of Management and Information Technology of the Faculty of Management and Commerce, Southeastern University, Sri Lanka. Okay, his teaching areas for undergraduate are IT for management, social and professional issues in information technology, Java component and technologies, integrated programming and technologies. His research areas include managing IT investment, IT governance, e-commerce, healthcare application, big data, IT capabilities and innovation. He has already published paper in different index journal such as the Industrial Management and Data System, Journal of Enterprise Information Management, European Journal of Innovation Management, Journal of High Technology Management Research. So today he will talk about the impactful research in information system area. Okay, Dr. Ilmuddin, now over to you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, Professor Rakibul Haq, sir. So, first of all, let me extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to you for organizing this nice, wonderful webinar. So, it is my pleasure to conduct this program in Bangladesh first time. So, first of all, am I audible? I just want to check. Am I audible?
Yes, audible. Yes, audible, please.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
So, can you able to see my screen? I have already shared my screen. Can you able to see it?
Yes, we are able to see this screen.
Okay. Thank you. So, actually, this is the series of webinar. I have already spoke with Professor Rakibul sir, and we have agreed to conduct a series of seminar online. So today, the first session is actually the the session, the series title is Research Method and Application in Information System. So in that session, we are going to conduct various kind of different sessions. So today's title is Conducting Impactful Research in Information System Domain. So I'm going to cover the following areas in this today's session. So we are going to focus about research process and impactful research. What is impactful research? And how to publish more high impact research, and publication influence metrics. So what are the publication influence metrics, and measuring the impact of research. So these are the area we are going to focus, and I just want to tell you so these are the future sessions we have planned, and we are going to conduct it. The second session will be how to write an impactful research article and handling the submission process. It is very much essential and very much needed for MPhil and PhD students. I am much interested to conduct this second session. So we are going to focus the abstract. So how we can write impactful abstract, introduction section, and theoretical foundation, model and hypothesis development, methodology, data analysis, and findings, and discussion and implications. So this is the second session will be much needed for MPhil and PhD research students. And the third session will be how to select a good index journal and handling article submission. So that time we will discuss about master journalist, indexing and writing revision. So all this stuff we will discuss. And fourth session will be data analysis in SPSS and Smart PLS. And the following one is a research method and methodology. If you wish, I can conduct one more session, that is the research tool like EndNote, referencing, and some other tools which we are using for research purpose. So if you people are agree or if you people are willing to join, I can continue this session. So we will discuss and we will allocate our time later. Okay. So first we will focus on today's session. So I have already introduced the session outline. Let me begin with this slide. Okay, you all are aware and you all are familiar with this research process or the activities which are involved in a research. Research. So normally we start from identification of problem. So with a problem identification or identified problem, we are starting our research work. So the first step is identification of problem, and from that we are reviewing some sort of literature. So from the available sources, we are reviewing or we are collecting some sort of basic idea or some information about the domain or about the topic. So review the available literature. And next, we will involve in formulating a question. So after reviewing or after collecting some sort of information from the available sources, we are formulating the research question. So what are we going to do? So what are the variables we are going to test? So what are the key construct in our research? So all this stuff we will think about in this stage, formulated questions, research questions. Okay. Next, we will involve select an appropriate research design. So in this step, so we will decide our sample. So we will decide our target audience. Where we are going to collect the data, whether it is a primary data or whether it is a secondary data source, and what sort of analysis we are going to do in our research work. So how many variables, how many hypotheses. So all this stuff we will decide in this stage. Select an appropriate research design. So in detail we will look at this research method and this research design later part of this session as well as in the future session also. After that, collect the relevant data. So after designing all this research work, after designing all this research methodology aspect, we will go for a data collection. So in this data collection, so we will design the questionnaire or else other data collecting instrument, and we will collect the data from the audience or a respondent. After collecting the data, we will do the analysis, data analysis. So we will use some sort of a data analysis software like SPSS or Smart PLS or AMOS or any kind of a data analysis software, and we will analyze the data. And after that, from that analysis, we will present the data in a way the journal is accepting or based on the requirement of a publication outlet like a journal or any kind of a conference proceeding or anything. So we are interpreting, we are presenting our data. After presenting our data, we are interpreting sense in a statistical the acceptable method. We are conveying our finding, interpreting the finding. So there we will use the tables and some sort of graph figures and some narrative forms. We will use some sort of what do you call this supportive literatures, supportive statistical parameters to interpret our finding. Okay. After that, publish finding. After interpreting and after composing our paper or article, we are searching for the good outlet. In a sense, it can be a journal article, journals, or it can be a what do you call this conference proceeding or conference papers. So anything, we are publishing our finding. So more the widely accepted, I mean widely accepted one is and highly impacted one is journal article. So journal article, we are publishing our research work. Okay, these steps are in a circle. So we are repeating this each and every activities or processes for our research work. So these all activities we are involving in our research article writing process. Okay. So with that brief introduction, let me go into this impactful research. So what is impactful research? So today's session is writing impactful research in information system area. So I'm connecting this information system area because we all are belongs to information system domain. So you people are from information system domain, and myself also, I'm also belongs to this information system domain. So we will focus, our talk will be on information system domain. Okay. So the previous steps, we are involving in the research process, we are involving multiple processes or multiple activities we are involved in. So if we want to write a good impactful research, or if we want to engage with a impactful research, we must clear on some areas, or we must decide before we begin our research work, we must clear on some areas. Those are the areas why do why we do research on the topic we choose. So why we have to do the research on the following topics, why we have selected this topic, why, what is the purpose of doing this research. We have to decide it at the very beginning. We have to decide it, why do we research on the topic we choose, whether what is the reason why we have to start our research work on this particular topic or particular domain. So we have to decide it. So what is the impact it has, all we have to decide it at the very beginning. The second one is, how do we choose the topic? So whether we are choosing the topic from the general aspect, or we are targeting any hot topic in the field, in the domain. So if we are choosing the topic from the general topic, which is already available and many publications are available, our research work will not make sense, because already many research findings are available in the same field. So if you are selecting a general topic which is already established, which is already available a lot, our research work will not be much highlighted. So we have to make sure how do we choose the topic. So whether from the general topic, or we have to focus some special areas, hot topic, new trend, some trendy topics. So we have to decide it. And how do we measure the impact of our research? So after that, so what are the measures, or what are the mechanisms to measure our research work? So these are the things we have to consider. Okay. So to decide this impactful research, useful metrics for the impact of our research are number of citations. We can count it based on our number of citations. We can measure our impact of research. And the journal published in. So what sort of journal we are publishing? So in terms of journal, there are different classifications or different types, like Q1, Q2, Q3, and is index journal like Scopus Index, Web of Science Index, Clarivate Analytics. So these and ABCD. So these are different kind of indexing. So we have to decide the journal published. So whether we are publishing our journal, whether we are submitting our article into index journal. So what sort of scopus, or what sort of indexing they have. So all we have to measure, and based on that impact factor or the journal, the ranking, we can decide, yes, our journal or our article has some sort of impact. And impact factor. So later I'm going to introduce what is impact factor. Number of tweets. So how many downloads for our article, how many views for our article, and how many reads. So based on these all parameters, we can decide whether our research work has some sort of impact or not. Okay, we need to understand our research topic or theme and their short-term and long-term impact. What is the short-term impact and what is the long-term impact on academia, for the research community and academic field, and the industry, the government, and the society at a large. So when we are writing a research work or research article, so we want to understand the short-term and the long-term impact for the academic community, the research community, industry, the government, and also for the society. So ultimately our research work has to contribute, or research work has to support for these audiences. So that is also one way of measuring the impact. A little later I'm going to show you the target audience and some sort of a mechanism to measure this impact. Now we have some sort of idea, the impactful research. So now let me move into this slide. impact. Research impact. Okay. So impactful research. What is impactful research? Research impact, we can define it, an effect on, it has some sort of effect or influence or change or benefit to this economy, society, culture, public policy or service, health, the environment, or quality of life beyond academia. So sometimes people feel that our research work must contribute only for the academic community or academia. Beyond that academic community, there are some other stakeholders. There are some other people, those who are going to get benefit from this research. So if our research work has support, or if our research work has contribute for these outside stakeholders, it means we have done a impactful research. Impactful research. Beyond this academic community and the research community, if our research work support for these stakeholders, it means we have done a good impactful research. Who are the stakeholders? These are the stakeholders. It has to support for the economy, society, and public policy, and health and environment. So if our research work support for these stakeholders, we have done a research, impactful research. Okay, now the researcher, he himself, he has to decide, how do I make this happen? How he can make the impactful research? So he has to decide. Yeah, the researcher has to make sure what could my research change. So when he carry out his research work, he has to decide. So after doing this research work, how or what could my research work going to change? Any novelty, any contributions, any significance is my research work is going to make sense. So what could my research change? And also, whom could my research benefit? So who are the audience? Who are the people going to get benefit from my research work? Whom could my research benefit? So if he decide these two areas, he can make good impactful research work. And to make a good impactful research, there are routes to impact. There are several routes or ways for this impactful research. One is dissemination of research. So in a sense, after carrying out this research work, if anything, I mean this, if there is any novelty or any kind of significance in the research, he has to disseminate and extend his finding or research work to other stakeholders. So the people has to get the knowledge. So the dissemination of research work. And engaging, the second one is engaging key stakeholders. As I mentioned earlier, engaging the key stakeholders, the audience, the target audience, so the key stakeholders, he has to engage. So then it will give some sort of support or contribution for the society, economy, and the industry, policymakers, and the individuals. So these are the stakeholders. So when the researcher engage with these stakeholders, they will get some sort of a benefit from this research. So impactful research involving possible end users. The possible end users mean, so the readers, the ultimate users are the traders. So the researcher has to make impact through engaging or involving with his readers. So while presenting his finding and sharing his research work, so distributing his research work, conducting some sort of webinars or some sort of what do you call this online program or any kind of meetings, is presenting his findings. So the users and the readers, they can get some sort of idea about his research work and method and the data he used, analysis part, and the implications, all they can understand. Co-productions. So his research work can be used his research finding can be used for commercialization purpose or to develop product and services, so for productions. So these are some ways to make his research work as an impactful one. These are the fruit or ways for making his research work as an impactful one. And the one more thing is update and use my research outside the academia. So as I mentioned earlier, so if he engage with outside communities, and they will get some sort of a benefit from the research. So they can use it for some product development, to design their product, to make some sort of what you call entrepreneurs development, business initiatives. So research has some sort of impact. Let's move to this next part. This slide I have already discussed, so I'm going to omit this slide. Okay, now we will discuss this slide. Before that, I just want to confirm: am I fast, or do I want to slow down? Or this speed is enough? I just want to confirm.
It is okay, sir. No problem. Please
Okay.
continue.
Okay, thank you so much. And if you want to clarify anything, please clarify. So while I'm presenting, I can answer. Anything do you want to clarify? Anything do you want to clarify?
Not yet, sir, from our
Okay.
side.
Okay, thank you. So then I can continue from this slide. So now we are going to discuss about how to publish more high impact research. Now we will discuss how to publish more high impact research. The first one is we want to identify hot topics. The trendy topic. And so this is we can what sort of topics are highly highlighted among the people. So people are talking about what topic. So people are interested on what. So by identifying this hot topic, we can make some impactful research. So there are ways, or there are methods to identify the trend and themes of hot topic. So in a way, like analyzing the highly cited article across your own title. So in a sense, if you belongs to information system field, so we have to analyze highly cited article in your own domain. So basically, there are journals in our field. You all are aware and familiar: MIS Quarterly and Information System Research, and Management Information System. So Journal of Management Information System. These are some good and ranking journals. And when we look at this journal content and the volume and issues, there are articles, and these articles are highly cited. And this journal are accepting high quality, much impactful research article. And when we look at these journal articles, we are interested in a sense. We are gaining some sort of knowledge. So the trend is in this way. So the topics are, we can select from this in this domain. So people are highly engaged with this research in these areas. So we are getting some sort of idea. We are getting some sort of knowledge about the trendy topic. So analyzing the highly cited article across your domain. And highly cited sense, this topic, many audience across the world, they are get interested on the particular topic. So it means the topic or the area is much prioritized. So we can decide that this particular area or this particular topic is widely prioritized. So we can target those areas, analyze highly cited article across your own domain. Look at usage of data to identify the top articles. So when as I mentioned earlier, from that journals, I mean the top journal, then we look at the data sources. So they are that time also we can get some sort of idea. Yeah, we can select the research area or a theme from this area because people are the authors are selecting this area because of this data availability. So in my case, so my research interested my research I mean the PhD research as well as the, most of the articles are from this IT governance and IT management. So when I look at this journal article, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, MIS quarterly and information system research and this Journal of Management Information System, there I found that most of the time the authors, the well-known authors, they used primary data, and from that primary data they used key informant approach. So they are selecting or they are targeting IT people, IT managers or head of IT or CEOs. So the person who is in charge for the IT in organization, they are targeting the key informant, and they are collecting the data, primary data, and they are analyzing. Sometimes they are using some secondary sources to collect the data, some databases. So there are some databases or there are some market research firms. They are collecting the data for these authors, and they are targeting this key informant in the industry or in the organization. So I got interested from my research field by finding or my analyzing the data sources from the published journal. So look at usage of data to identify the top articles. So when you target this data sources also, sometimes you might get some impactful research areas. Okay, browse. It is hiding for me. Okay. Okay, browse the content pages of journal issues in your subject area for common themes. Okay, so this is also helpful for us when we look at this the content pages of the good journal article, journal issues. Sometimes we are interested since people are targeting some new topic, new areas. They are searching on some hot topic, and they are focusing on some trend topic. So this is also helpful for us to narrow down or to select our research areas. Think about contemporary issues in the news and how these might affect your field. So when we are look at these social medias, when we are engaged with this some professional networking group like LinkedIn and some other professional networking groups, and people are talking about some issues, the contemporary issues. They are discussing some the trendy areas. So you can focus those areas. So when I look at some post, or when I look at some discussion on the what you call this LinkedIn pages, so I found that people are discussing about artificial intelligence, big data, data science topic, and data engineering related topic, and these are some of the trendy topic in the developed countries, and there are much opportunities for these research areas, and when we are engaging this new hot topic, there are chances for easily publish our research work, and it will make sense, and it will be a impactful research. Okay, engage with the conversation your community is having on social media. So when you interact with the social medias, and when you are interact with these community people, you can get some sort of idea for your research work. So they are sharing some sort of tips or some sort of information for you to start your research work. Okay, that is also helpful. And the last one is use databases or mechanism to analyze funding informations. There are databases and there are website. They are giving some sort of information about the research grant, research fund, and there you can focus some sort of areas like they are providing some funding for some special areas like rural development, healthcare sector, and some developing countries perspective. They are giving some funding and grant. So you can focus those areas. And who is getting the fund, how much fund is available, which topic are getting fund, and what type of grants are available. So by focusing this area, you can select. So identifying hot topic. So this is the first one. Okay, the next slide. Identifying leading authors. Who are the people reading? In a sense, so in your own field, in your domain, you have to follow, or you have to search the leading authors. In my case, I am interested on IT governance and IT management. Most of the time, I am searching the article from, there are some leading authors in my field, like Amrit Divana from Indian author, and he is publishing much on IT governance. And Anandya Ghosh, he is from different field, but I am searching his article also. And there are many leading publishers. And Arun Rai, the former editor-in-chief in MIS Quarterly, I am reading his articles. And Samba Murthy. So these are some of the popular authors in my field. They are publishing many good impactful research. So we have to identify some leading authors. You can easily find their profile in Google Scholar, and by looking their citation and number of articles in the field, you can identify they are the highlighted people in your research area, and you can follow their research article, and you can get some sort of idea. Identify the leading authors in your field to build up a picture of the research landscape. So what are the research area they are choosing? So what sort of research work they are carrying out, and how they are forming their title. So how they are integrating two different fields. So all these kind of information you can get from their articles. Even you can when you read their articles, you can get some sort of idea about their analysis part, and research whether they are engaging like mixed method and data collections, and writing the implication. Everything you can get by following their research article. Bear in mind that original and a groundbreaking research can often come from the strangers. So if you are searching the authors from your field, some strangers or some new authors, they can also contribute in your field. So they can also contribute in your field, and you can get some sort of idea. Okay, time to time you have to search who are the leading publishers, who are the leading authors in your field. They are publishing good research work. So it's important to identify the authors you can rely on for steady flow of citation. So by following the leading publishers or authors in your field, you can keep eye on their citation as well as their impact of research work. You could even run an author survey to identify opportunity for improvement. So by following their research articles and number of research work, you can get some sort of information to focus and to develop your research area. The second one is identifying leading authors. The third one is identifying key institution. Okay, so this is also helpful for us. There are some research institutions, and they are involving and they are promoting some research work, and they are giving some sort of a training program, and they are organizing some workshops, and giving some sort of information for the 1 minute.
Hello, sir. We are not hearing you.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So when you are engaged with this key institutions, like in my case, I'm following this University of Minnesota, USA, and they are publishing this MIS quarterly, and they are conducting many research related programs. So I'm getting time to time, I'm getting some sort of information. So I'm following their progress and getting some sort of ideas. So identifying the leading research bodies in a subject field built on the key authors research. So we can get some sort of idea. So what are the recent call for research? So what are the areas they are targeting? So who are the editors? The editors are from which background? All these kind of information we can get from these leading institutions. An effective way to get institution involved is to invite its members to the guest editors. So most of the time from these research institutions, they are invited for guest editors for volumes or books, journal volumes or books. So we can get some sort of idea from this institution to make our research as an impactful one. Okay, this is the third one. Third tips for writing this impactful research. The fourth one, last one. Okay, identifying regional pattern. Identifying regional pattern. So where are the opportunities available? Okay, when you look at some journal article, these journal articles are accepting papers from some regional development, and they are targeting some journals are targeting journals or journal articles from some countries or regions, and the journal itself, they mention the country name or a region name. So say for example, Asian continent and European continent, and they specifically mention the scope, like IT for development, journal of IT for development. So I have own experience in writing this IT for management. The editor-in-chief mentioned that, so we are accepting journal article which are targeting the developing countries perspective, only the developing country perspective from this region. So you can target, so identify regional pattern. There you can target some journals and their scope, and when you are writing this research article, if your research article is matched for this scope and this journal, you can easily publish your research work. So looking at the regional pattern in submissions, acceptance, citation, and readership can show some sort of opportunities and chances to publish your research work. And are there areas particularly high or low in submissions? So you can decide by looking these journals, you can decide whether the submissions are very high or very low. If the low submission, when you are submitting your journal article for these low submission journals, there are much chances for you your submission can be accepted. And when the journal article has much submissions, so there is a competition. So sometimes your good research work can be rejected. There are possibilities. So you can look at these journals, the number of citations, number of submissions. So you can decide whether this journal has many submissions or a few submissions. So how to decide it? When you submit your journal article, it will generate a article ID. So assume that if you are submitting in December, so if your article ID is around 100 or something, you can decide. So for this 11 month, only 100 articles in this year. So it means less number of submissions. Assume that the same scenario. When you submit the article, when you get this the submission ID, your journal submission ID is around 600 or something. It means many submissions for this 11 month, many submissions. So competition is high. So you can decide this one also. Are there funding opportunities? So sometime there are funding opportunities for these regions or some specific areas. So when you target those areas, there are chances to make some research. Does the journal have much of a profile in the regions? So as I mentioned earlier, like Asian developments and European developments, some African continent, they are targeting some journals. So if you some developing countries perspectives, if you target your research work on that area, there are chances to be accepted. Okay, these are some sort of tips to write and target some high impact research work in your career. Okay, so let's move to this next topic. Okay, publication influence metrics. Now we looked at so far we have looked at what is impactful research, and we looked at how to write this impactful research. Now we are going to look at this publication influence metrics. So what are the measures or what are the parameters are considered to make sure or to decide the publication influence or impact. Okay, the academic metrics. These are some sort of academic metrics, and these are some sort of academic metrics, and number of citations. By looking number of citations, we can decide that this research work has impact. And as you're aware, the number of citations. So when one journal article has many number of citations, we believe that this particular research work has much impact. Number of years since publications, and sometimes we are citing some journal article. This journal article has more than 40 years and 30 years. Still we are citing. It means still the publication has some sort of impact. Still we are referring. Still we are reading, and still we are citing. So number of years since the publications. Perceived quality of the journal or conference. The perceived quality means the quality of work. The like some popular AIS conference journals conference articles has some sort of quality, high quality compared to other conference. It has quality, and perceived quality of journal like the ranked journal, like as I mentioned earlier, MIS quality ISR and journal of MIS, and this has some sort of perceived quality compared to other journal. It has quality. External grant funding the research. So there are funding opportunities like National Science Foundations and Chinese scholarship, not Chinese. There are some project, and there are some funding opportunity in China also, and European Unions. So these are some sort of a grant and funding opportunities, and they are expecting some sort of high quality publication by giving their funding. Other discipline using the idea in the research. So if the research work is cited or referred in some other research areas, that is also one kind of parameter for the academic metric. So these are from this academic metrics, and now we are going to discuss about to make sure our impact industry or practice metrics, like from the industry, from the how they are measuring the research as an impactful one. Patent issued or filed. So number of patents issued for this particular research work, and number of application filed for this research work for the patent. So patent. So if our research work has the novelty and the new contributions, we can apply for this patent, and the patent is the kind of a license for our research finding, and it can be it can have much value and impact for our research work. Actual intervention in the field or site, action or design research. So if our research has many influence, so it is also kind of metrics to make sure our research work impact. Commercialization of idea into product or services. If our research finding is commercialized, and if they are designing any kind of product and services, so that is also kind of parameter to make sure our research work as an impactful one. And the startup created based on the idea. Let's assume that from our research finding, if we are able to propose some initiatives for some new startup, so that is also kind of parameter. Like let's say the entrepreneurs, most of the entrepreneurs, they are starting their business initiatives from the ideas, from the findings from the research work. So there are various examples from the industry. The third one is a society metrics. Benefits of research to the scientific community. So if the research has some sort of benefits and contribution for the research community, so it has benefit or contribution for the society. Benefits of research to society at a large. So if the research work is contributing and supporting for the society, it is also kind of parameter to decide the influence of research. Media coverage, radio, TV, print, and movie. So these are some sort of advertising channels to get some sort of media coverage, and it is also kind of parameter. So these are some sort of parameters to make sure whether the research has some sort of impact or not. Okay, next we are going to discuss about measuring the impact of research. In this slide, we are going to measure from our individual perspective. From the individual's perspective, how we can decide whether my research has impact. Okay, qualitatively. Qualitatively sense, the most important one is various forms of peer reviews. Assume that when you submit your article in the journal, some high quality journal, and when your paper is reviewed in number of round, and when you are getting the constructive and very valuable comments, review comments from the reviewers, and still they cannot deny or they cannot reject your paper, but they are giving some sort of constructive review comments. It means your research has some sort of impact. We have some sort of novelty. We have some sort of contributions. So though they are trying to reshape, or they are trying to give some sort of tips to improve their research work, so it means it has some sort of impact, the quality of your research work. So now you can decide that. So the researchers, the reviewers are convinced, they are interested, and they are trying to give some idea to increase the quality, to improve the paper. So it means the qualitative measure, we can decide that our research has the quality impact. Okay, most of the time I receive that the reviewers are directly, they cannot directly come to the conclusion for the rejections. So they are giving revisions, some tips to improve the quality of the paper. So it means my research work has some sort of impact. So most of the time you also feel the same. Okay, so that is qualitative one. Quantitatively, so there are different measures we can consider in this quantitative approach. Let me check the time also. We have time. So qualitatively, so you can use publication count. So publication, number of publications, amount of research income, and the number of PhD students, size of research group, number of students in your research group, number of principal investigator project, PI project, views and download of online output. I mean this many download and views in your research article in the online, number of patent and license obtained, and metrics ways of measuring patent and authorship, publication and use of literature. So many citation and literature. So these are some kind of quantitative measures or quantitative metrics to measure your impact of research. This is for the individual one. I'm telling for individuals. So the author's perspective, individuals or author's perspective. So these are some qualitative and quantitative measures to make sure your impact of research. Now, I'm going to give you this web link, this URL. There you can find how to measure the research impact. So when you go to this Google Scholar, you can find H index and 10i index. So these are some sort of quantitative measures to measure your research work. So let me click this link and I'll show you there are different ways to measure your Can you able to see my screen? Hello?
No, sir. Cannot see.
Okay, I'll new share. Now, can you able to see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
now we can see. Sir.
Yeah. Now, from this website, you can find how to measure the research impact, and they have various kind of measures to measure your index. Common measures of author impact. I have already mentioned the author. I mean the individuals, the author's perspective. These are some sort of measures you can consider to make sure your impact of research. I index, H index, and G index, and I10 index, and various kind of indexing. And here you can look at this site also. Today also I got to note that there are some website to monitor or to make sure the individual's impact. Web of Science, and they have some sort of website, and publish of Paris. This is also today also I got to know that there are some website to make sure our impact. I have to try it later and look at this website, and if possible you can get your trend and your summary report, and you can find your impact. Okay, so this site this slide I will give you, so then you can get this URL and you can get this information from this site. Okay. Okay, now can you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes, sir.
visible? My slide is visible?
No, sir.
No, no.
No. Let me share it. Now is it okay now?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. 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 So the previous slide we looked at some measures to make sure our impact. Basically, this is for the individuals, the author's perspective. There are some qualitative and quantitative measures to make sure your impact of research. Now we are going to look at measuring the impact of research from quantitative one for your research output. So here, these are some sort of metrics and some measures to make sure your research work impact. The first one is research output metrics. Research output metrics to find out how often an output or a group of output has been cited by others. So research output metrics. So by looking these metrics, you can decide that your research work has much impact. Like for your research article, one publication, if you get many citation, it means that so many people are citing your research work, and it means your research output, research has some sort of contributions, novelty, significance for your field. Author metrics. By looking this author metrics, so basically to explore the impact of an author or a group of authors based on the citation rate of their output. So the author metrics will give you a little the below. I have given two URLs, Elsevier and Tyler and Francis. They have various kind of metrics to measure the research work impact. I'll show that link also. Yeah, you can find this author metrics. To basically, this author metrics give the idea about the impact of an author or a group of author based on the citation rate of their output, citation works of rates of their research work. The fourth one is journal metrics, to assess the impact of a journal and to compare the journals in the same field. So journal metrics mean, let's say if you take this information system, many number of hundreds of thousands of journals are there. So from that number of journal, some journal has good ranking, good impact factor. So journal metrics, to assess the impact of a journal and to compare the journals in the same field. So when you take this management, number of journals, from that number of journal, a few journal has good metrics. It means that journal are accepting high quality, impactful research work. So when they are publishing impactful and high quality research work, the journal also get the high impact metrics, journal metrics. ALT metrics, altmetrics, it measures based on social media data rather than the traditional publication citation count. So this is also kind of measures to make sure the impact of research. Now I'm going to show you the research impact metrics from the Elsevier. And let me share it from my folder. Okay. Can you able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, now you see this is the URL given in the slide. You see here. Reference impact metrics. There you can find it is for document, I mean the journal article, the authors and the journals. How to measure the metrics for the document, the publications. For the authors, what are the measures available, and for the journal, what are the measures available. And there you can find, you see citation count. And in this report, you can find the type of metrics to measure this impact, as well as their definitions. You see the citation count, and they have given the citation count for and its meaning also. So citation count, H index, source normalized impact per paper, and output in top percentiles, and social activity online. So these are some sort of measures. And for the document count, site score, and the journal impact factor, and the scholarly activity online, the media mentioned. So these are some sort of measures. And field weighted citation impact. This is also one kind of measures. I guess this is for the journal. Yeah, journal. Here they have given, yeah, the document. Sorry, this is for the document. You can find it from this here. Okay, I'll annotate it. Annotate. Here they have mentioned the mark for each metric. So this is for the document, this is for the author, and this is for the journal. So here also you can find the mark, and you can decide whether this metric belongs to which one. I mean, whether it is measured, it is belongs to this document or person. Likewise, you can find it. Okay, I'll share this one also. You can take field weighted citation impact. This is for actually the document, the article, and Simenko. This is for the journal, and percentile benchmark. This is for the article, and scholarly commentary online. So this is also for the article. So from this site, you can from this document you can get some sort of idea, and there are various kind of measures for your document, for your journal, and for you also. You as the researcher, you also there are some measures to make sure you are impact of research. This is from Elsevier, and next I'm going to show you there are some metrics from Tyler and Francis. Tyler and Francis also giving some metrics. Let me share it. Okay, now can you able to see the sharing? I mean, different PDF file. Mastering metrics, Tyler and Francis guide. Can you able to see it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, here also they have mentioned 3 categories. Like for researchers, there are metrics, number of metrics. For journal editors, and no, this is wrong. Sorry. Okay. So here, here they have what do you call this? Journal metrics and article metrics. So journal metrics they have put J sign, and for article metrics A sign. Yeah. Okay. Now you can look at, I guess. Yeah. So impact factor for journal metrics, and they have given the definition, and they have given how to calculate this the journal impact factor, and they have a formula also. Here you can find this formula also. And the second one is 5 years impact factor. This is also for journal to measure the journal impact factor, and the immediacy index. So this is for the journal, and cited half-life. Yeah, this is for this is also for this journal, and they have given the formula to make to how to calculate it. Eigenfactor, this is also for the journal. Article influence score for the journal. Site score, this is also for journal. Source normalized impact per paper, that is also for journal. And at the bottom you can find some metrics for the authors. Yeah, Simenko journal ranking for journal, H index for journal and author, both journal and author, H index. This is we have already discussed. ALT metrics, alt metrics attention score for authors, and author bibliometric. This is also for the authors. And these are some sort of metrics to measure the journal and the article and the author metrics. And by measuring this, by looking these measures, we can decide whether this particular journal has impact, whether this particular journal article has impact, and whether this particular author has impactful research work. We can decide. Okay, so So we looked at this measuring the impact of research, and we looked at various kind of metrics. And with that, I'm going to conclude. And before that, these are some useful research articles, the published work. You can refer it. One is from MIS Quality, and another one is from Communication of the Association of Information System. Basically, these two articles are talks about impactful research, information system research making an impact in a published or Paris world. So this article you can get some sort of idea. This one also, exploring impactful research on information system for environmental sustainability. So this is also published in MIS Quarterly. You can look at this paper also, and you will get some sort of idea. So with that, we are going to conclude today's session, and I'm going to discuss this future sessions. If you are really interested, and if you are willing to join some future sessions, I can consider these possible sessions. And if you are interested, we can contact it. So second session, I think it is a must, and it is very much essential for you for submitting and for writing impactful research paper. I am also interested to conduct a session, how to write an impactful research article and handling the submission process. And I discussed with your supervisor Rakibul sir, and he also told me that discuss with students and get some sort of idea, opinion. So if you are willing, I can contact this session also. How about your idea, your opinion? Hello, this one. Yeah.
Sir, we are interested, sir, to continue the future sessions. We
Uh,
hope it will be very helpful for us.
yeah, I'm also interested on this topic. I mean, how to write an impactful research article and handling the submission process. Because now in this the second session, I'm going to focus each and every element of a research article: abstract, introduction, theoretical foundation, model and hypothesis development, method and the methodology, data analysis, findings and discussion, and how to write implications. And after focusing each and every elements of this research article, I'm going to focus handling the submission process. After submitting your journal article, so what are the pending process, like how to write the revisions, how to convince the reviewers, the way of writing must convince the reviewers to pay attention on the acceptance of on our research work. So there are tips to write the revisions. Sometimes they will ask some questions and to test you, to test the researcher. Sometimes they will ask, sometimes you might not aware about that method, research method or data analysis part. So they will ask you to test your knowledge, whether you are giving true information or false information, to check your So there are ways. So this is important, I guess, for research and research students. So I'm also interested. If you all agree, we will continue this second one. I mean, how to write impactful research article and handling the submission process, and we will continue. The third one, how to select a good index journals and handling article submissions. So in this session, we are going to look at this master journalist and indexing, writing revisions. We will consider. And the fourth one is the data analysis in SPSS and Smart PLS. I hope that you all are familiar with this SPSS Smart PLS. And if you are willing, we will look at some part like mediation analysis, moderation analysis, and some other analysis part here. And the research method and methodology, I need a separate session. Like we will focus on the sampling technique, and research design. Those areas we have discussed here. And finally, I guess you all are familiar with this some referencing tools like you may use Mendeley, EndNote or anything. So I'm familiar with this EndNote. So if you want, we can conduct a session for this EndNote referencing also. How about your idea, your opinion?
Thank you, sir. I am ASM Ashif, currently working in East West University as an assistant professor. So thank you, sir, for nice presentation and so many important information actually we got from your presentation. And I can see that future sessions definitely it will help us. Sir, I have very basic two questions.
Okay, sir.
So the first
Please
question,
proceed.
normally we know that an article normally goes through several review rounds.
Yeah.
Around nearly almost 2 to 4 months for each review, and entire peer review process takes a considerable amount of time.
Yeah.
In the worst case scenario, the rejection of article from one article again starts the cycle of publication, the new articles, and it undergoes the same repetitive step.
Yeah.
My first question is, first, how to minimize this wastage of previous peer reviews and further manuscript rejection? And my second question, along with the revised manuscript, can the author add short summary to the previous peer review in the cover letter?
Okay, let me begin with let me answer for your first questions. So you asked about how to reduce this cycle time.
Yes.
The
How to
revision submission. Is that your question?
Yeah, yes. So may I repeat, sir?
Yeah, you can. I understood your question. Okay. So basically, when you submit an article to a journal, they will send for a review work, and it will take time. It's depend on the reviewer's response. So after getting the review report from the reviewers, the AEO editor-in-chief they will give the reply for your submission.
Yeah.
Okay. So to reduce, but normally I also got the practice from my supervisor. He is not allowing me to submit simultaneously. It means it is not a good practice in practice as well as ethics for submission. Simultaneously, we cannot submit our paper. I mean, two or three multiple journals we cannot submit at a time.
Yeah.
If we submit
Yes,
at a time
sometimes-
in multiple journals,
Yeah.
if one journal is rejected, another
Yeah.
journal may consider our publication in a short period of time.
Yes. In many cases, we cannot submit until and unless we came to know that that's
Yeah.
actually paper rejected. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So they will not allow.
Yeah. This is not
That is another problem.
accepted one. To review, I mean, it is not my opinion to reduce your cycle time. What you can do is you can focus the journal. My own experience. I'm sharing my own experience. If I want to publish an article in an index journal, I'm targeting the journal which has many issues per year. Okay. When you target a journal, when you submit your article to the journal which is issuing many issues in a particular year, they will quickly review and quickly respond. Assume that if the journal issue 8 issues or 10 issues within a year, so within 2 or 3 months you will get your first round review. And
Yes.
for that journal, they are very much they are giving the response very quickly. And this is one case. In the worst case, if you are targeting a journal which has less issues, I mean, per year they are releasing only 2 issues. What will happen?
Definitely, yes. We have to consider that.
It will take time. Definitely,
Yeah.
you will get at least 6 months to get your first round of review.
Yes.
And when you submit your revision, again it will take time. Almost you will spend 1 year time for your review process. After that,
Yes.
sometime in a adverse case you will get rejections.
Yes.
If your paper is accepted after 1 year, they will take your paper will be considered and the proofreading and some other online process and early site, and it will take 2 years, minimum 2 years. Almost minimum 2 years. Sometime you will. Okay. So my experience is, if you want to publish, target high number of issues per year, within a year.
Yeah.
So you will get a quick response. And also, the second tips.
Yes.
Second
Yeah.
tips, when you get rejection from one journal,
Yes.
go through this reviewer's
Hmm.
report, and find major limitation or major highlight in their review comments. Okay.
Yes.
And please try to incorporate in your research article, because
Yes.
they are rejecting our paper
Yeah.
for the major issues, major limitations, major shortcoming. So,
So-
they have to correct it.
So we should highlight. So we should highlight in the cover letter that's actually already I submitted that paper and
No, no, no.
actually
That is your second question. I'll come later. I'm answering this question. Okay. When you are getting these review questions, reviewers report, what you have to do is you have to read carefully each reviewer's review comments and find the major highlight from the reviewer, major
Yes.
comments from the reviewer, and
Yes.
you must incorporate that into your research article, because they are rejecting because of that shortcoming.
Yes.
You have to address, or you have to incorporate that review comments into that journal article. Let's assume that they are questioning about, the reviewer is questioning about research method. You have to correct that one, rectify that one. If you are keeping the same mistake about this research, this method, time, if you are submitting into another journal reviewer is also going to reject that one because of that reason.
Yes.
So you have to carefully read that review comments, and you have to incorporate that major issues in your journal article and submit into another journal. So another journal, the next journal reviewer, sometime they may not find that major issue as a problem, so they will consider it. The second tips. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. For your second question, can you please repeat your second question?
My second question is along with the revised manuscript.
Yeah.
Can we add our short summary of previous peer review? Actually, these were actually happened when I actually submitted in that journal.
It is a must. Actually, when you are submitting this revision, you are giving, I'm sharing my experience, own experience. We are submitting two major documents. One is the blind manuscript, the revised blind manuscript. The second one is point-to-point response document. Point-to-point response document means for each reviewers, each review comments, we are giving the answer. Assume that reviewer one, review question one, and if there is any sub questions, we have to put sub questions. Each and every question we have to answer. Each and every question answer means we have to answer one by one. At the same time, we have to incorporate the update or addition or change into the blind manuscript. In two places, we have to the manuscript also we have to highlight it. The change or
Yes.
the incorporated update or change or modification you are carrying out in the manuscript also you have to highlight it, and in the point-to-point response you have to mention. So this review comments has been incorporated in the paragraph, page number, and section, and the paragraph number, and it is highlighted as it is. You have to mention everything. So when you write in this way, the reviewer will assume that yes, this particular author has considered all my given review comments and carefully considered, carefully addressed, and there is no error or there is no lacking part in the paper. He will assume. And when you write this letter to the editor, when you submit your revision letter to the editor, you have to mention briefly. You have to mention all the given review comments, and queries has been incorporated and addressed in the revised manuscript. Briefly, you can mention in your letter, cover letter. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And you have to keep two documents. One is revised manuscript. The second one is point-to-point response file. There you have to include all the reviewers, associate editors, sometimes editor if review questions, queries, and clarification you have to answer separately. Got my answer?
Hi, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Any other queries? Any other queries?
No, sir, I got my answer. So thank you very much for nicely explain my problem. Actually, this is the problem actually I faced several times. So thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure. And from other audience, any problems, anything you want to clarify from today's session and future session, or anything you want to clarify, you can ask. Anything you want to ask?
Assalamu alaikum, Professor.
Alaikum
Dr. Abu Bakr, sir. Can you hear me, please?
yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. It's me, Rajaul Karim. Actually, I'm asking the question, sir. You have already discussed regarding very sophisticated and highly impactful journal like Elsevier and Taylor and but I am asking, so as a new researcher,
Yeah.
is it possible to go to this sort of impactful journal? Should we start with the normal or local area journals at first? The experience may be gathered after publishing of the normal type of journal, then it might be helpful for us to go to this sort of journal.
Is that all?
Yeah, it's
Okay. I understood your question. Actually, it is very difficult to go for a impactful ranking journal at the very beginning. Being a young researcher or the beginner, so it is very difficult to target the top quality journal. But what you have to do is, you must have a clear plan, and you must develop some sort of skills at the very beginning in your writing, in your reading, in your you must have some sort of skills in data analysis. So when you have this kind of skills, within a short period of time, you will become the master. It means, so during my PhD time, except Rakib sir and my professor Gun Bao, I did not have any other seniors in my laboratory or in my school to guide me in a proper way to engage the good research. It means I'm a PhD candidate. I read a lot without any scope. Reading in my domain, I'm reading, collecting some papers, and I'm doing my work without any proper guidance. So after some time later, when I met Rakib and my professor, I found that if I spend my time in this way, definitely I'll be in some other ways. So I have to narrow down. I have to be in this track, and reading and taking notes and fine tuning and aligning my track and keeping records. Everything must be systematic and focus in my research area. And these are the documents I have to read. These are the quality journals, and these are the needed skills to write good papers, like referencing and drawing this, what you call this, figures and data analysis. Everything we must have in our hand. And if you are targeting a good journal, you must have some sort of skills. I mean, sometime in local journal, if you are writing a lot, you will not get that much of exposure in terms of research. When you write for this good, impactful and quality journal only, you will get much exposure in terms of review comments, writing the review comments, answering for the review comments, and you will really understand about what are the shortcomings in your research paper, And in local journal, they will not mention anything. They will easily accept it. But there are many ways to improve your research. There are many directions to expand your research. So in the local journal, normally they will accept it. They will not tell anything. Sometime if you submit today, tomorrow your paper will be accepted. Local journal. But in case of impactful ranking journals, the scenario is different. So you must have some sort of, you have to try parallelly. I mean, targeting some good index journal and waiting for their review comments and submitting your writing your review comments for the your paper and getting feedback from the reviewers, and you will get some sort of skills. So while that time, when you try 4 or 5 index journals, your skills will be improved, and after that you can target some journals, and definitely your paper will be accepted.
Okay, thank you, sir. I got it, sir.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
Anything? Anyone else want to ask anything?
Could you please fix the date and time for the next session?
Yes, actually, I'm available coming week and weekend also. And if you people are interested, this time is okay for me. 9 to 11 o'clock is okay for me. During the weekdays also, I'm available. If you people are agree, we can conduct it. Even in the weekdays also, I'm available. Participant, you can tell about your opinion.
Okay from my side.
You can do one thing, collaboratively you can decide and you can let me know, and you can inform to Rakibul sir. So sir also can communicate with me. So
Okay, can we arrange it in every Saturday, 9:30 p.m.?
yeah, Saturday is okay, but don't go for late. I mean, if we can finish it off within 2 weeks, it would be better for me.
Okay. Then what is about the tomorrow? Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, Saturday also, Sunday also I'm okay. How about the students?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can focus
Okay,
on some.
okay. Please give the opinion. Saturday, Sunday, every Saturday and Sunday. That's so he can finish within 4 weeks.
Yeah.
What is about
yeah.
the tomorrow?
Actually, Sunday
Yes,
I have MBA class, so Friday and
Okay.
Saturday is okay for me.
Friday, Saturday.
For my point of view, actually.
Okay.
maybe Some other.
What is about the
participants
others?
have different opinions. Sunday, actually, I have a evening class.
Yeah.
Sir, it would be better for me Saturday and Sunday. Anyway, what about the other people? Please.
Actually, I can join after 10. Okay, so I have a class from 6:30 to almost 9:30 to 9:45. So I can join after 9:45, even Sunday.
One thing we can do, Rakibul sir,
Yes.
let them to decide collectively, and they can give the common date and time.
Okay.
Is that okay, sir? Are they in the same class or same group, or are they different?
Yeah, same group. We have
then-
a MPhil and PhD group in WhatsApp. We
Okay,
can
so then,
discuss and we can
yeah,
let
they
you
can
know.
collectively discuss and they can
Yeah.
let us know the common date and time.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, and I'm available anytime. If you people are get ready, we can conduct it and we can finish it off as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because I have some other program also to conduct some other institution, so we will finish it off quickly.
Yeah, we'll fix the time for the next session and we'll let you know by tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, sir. Thank you so much for all the
See
participants.
you in
And
next session.
yeah. Thank you so much, and thanks for giving the opportunities.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
See you then. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, sir. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, thank you, sir.